Welcome back. In this lesson today, we are going to be making a Boolean hole for our poop roll right here. That way the poop roll can be put inside of our dog head. So just cutting a little hole at the bottom. So to do that, let's go ahead and get started and open our last save project. Here we are, and let's just save it as a new draft as draft 8. All right, so in this lesson, we are going to add a little hole in the bottom of our dog head here. So notice if I hide the bolt base there, we just want to cut a hole in the bottom of this area here. So a quick way to do that, just click on the objects up here. We'll go into roll and let's just duplicate it. Shift D. Now we've got a roll. Go ahead and hit escape. So there's two rolls and we can just double click and rename that roll hole because this is going to be a cutout. But we want it to be a little bit bigger. So if we go to side view, go G and Z, bring it on down, maybe go into see-through mode with Alt Z. We are the exact same, this hole is going to be the exact same size as the actual roll itself. So we may want to bring it down and just make it a little bit bigger. So to do that, just bring it right to the bottom of the roll and let's just scale it up a little bit. And scale it, what we're trying to do here is just scale it kind of past the teeth here. So we'll just scale it up. And that'll give us plenty of room to get our roll in there and not interfere with any of those teeth. So just scale it up. As long as it's above your, outside of your teeth, it's fine. Notice that our dog, though, is a little too small. The neck right here is kind of bumping into each other right here. So let's go ahead and fix that. Go into object mode, grab the dog, go into tab, and we're just going to grab some of these and just move them ever so slightly to get this area, get it kind of cleared out right there and just kind of get us some space. Do the same thing here, just G, and this one looks okay. And we can go to the front view, just make sure everything is clearing this little edge right here. You can see our roll coming down, so maybe grab these. Just G, and just grab those out and just keep an eye on the neck here. We can also turn off see-through mode. Notice I went a little too far. I'm kind of popping out here, so we can just grab those, just kind of move them however you want. You can even take some of these. And notice I grabbed the point that was in here just by clicking in the general area, but you can also go into see-through mode, kind of grab those and then just move those out a little bit. Anyway, just to kind of fill in this little gap and give us some more room for our cutout hole here. I'm going to go back into see-through mode. Maybe just take these and just grab these and move them out. And that's why I like working with the modifiers. It just keeps everything super flexible. So if we need to make any adjustments, notice I went way too deep here. So let's go to side view. That's no problem. Just move it back on up. Got a little excited. And these don't have to be perfect. These are just kind of, as long as it's in the area and kind of out of the way of our little cut here. So you can kind of see the thickness of our dog head. It's like 1 millimeter thick. And then we've got some nice clearance right here. And then the poop hole can kind of come through. And another thing I do is turn off see-through mode. See how we've got this kind of the edges coming through here. It may be a little too close. So we can just take our dog head, just kind of move these out a little bit. Maybe just take all these out to the edge. Taking it to the edge. So not all the way through, but just right up to the edge, like so. There we go. That'll give us plenty of room for our dog head here. Maybe do these back ones here too. So not all the way through, but just coming out. And there we go. So that's looking pretty good. And now we should have plenty of room to subtract our little roll hole from the dog head. So just click on the roll hole and then shift click on the dog head and do Control minus, and that will try to subtract. Notice we had some Boolean errors here. I'm actually using a new version of blender, they redid the Boolean coding. So I'm in the new one right here, and it has a self checkbox, which would actually fix this issue. But if you're using an older version of Blender, you can just, the default will be this fast one here, and it should work for you. You can also try rearranging your Booleans if anything messed up for you. But mine's working right here at the bottom. Notice we are kind of trimming into the clip here, and that's okay if you want that. If you don't, just bring your roll hole above your other Booleans there, and that should take care of all of that for you. And that's looking pretty good. It does look like we're getting some kind of weird artifacting or something going on there. So maybe even keep moving this up a little higher. There we go. We are getting a little issue right there. And so I'm just looking at the teeth of the Boolean here. Notice we've got some kind of piece of the dog head coming into our threads, and that's not going to be good. And we've got a little piece here. So we can just go in and adjust those. So we'll just go up here, grab the dog head, go into edit mode, turn on this little edit here so we can kind of see what's happening. So it looks like it may not be our dog head here. It's maybe the roll hole. So let's take our roll hole, go back into edit mode, and just grab all with A. So I'm going to do it from our 3D cursor here, and just so we can scale from there. Just kind of get a little bit more, a little wider for the teeth here. That's looking much better. So the issue looked like it was from our roll hole there. But we're still having this issue here with this little guy. So that's with one of our clips. So that's inside of our dog. We can do the clip bottom. Go ahead and save. Go into edit mode. And we can just change this little angle here. Just G and X. Move it out of the way. That way that's better. Just to let our threading stay nice and clear. So, but one thing we need to do also is connect our little nut here to the base of the head. So make sure you're in object mode. Click on the neck nut here. I'm just going to twiddle this up so we can kind of see what's happening. And we're going to shift click on the dog head and do Control plus. And mine kind of disappeared because it's a pretty advanced Boolean there. I'm going to go back to the old style of Boolean, and that should give you the result that we're looking for. If you are in the new Blender, you can still use exact and just check this self box, and that will let you kind of take advantage of the new Blender Boolean coding that they're developing. And there we go. So do whichever you need to, depending on which Blender you are using. And if you're still having issues, you can try and rearrange the last Boolean here up higher in the stack, maybe even above Solidify or Mirror, and that could give you some extra help. Or let me know in the discussions if you're having any Boolean issues. So yeah, that is the end of this lesson today. Seemed like pretty simple, but it can be kind of tricky. We're doing some pretty advanced overlapping Booleans here. So good job if you made it this far, and let's go ahead and jump into the next lesson.